Hi, I'm Lou Mycroft and I work with PD North as the Digital Collaboration Lead. My role is to help people use social media to be able to reflect and research their practice and to be able to connect and network with other practitioners in education. This screencast is about how to participate in a Twitter chat. A Twitter chat is a really exciting lifetime event. Our PDN Reflect chat takes place every Tuesday between 8 and 9 o'clock, where a number of people gather at the same time on Twitter and cluster around a hashtag to answer a series of questions based on a critical incident questionnaire. So that is an awful lot of jargon. And the way in which this screencast will proceed is to take us through the FAB principles of digital resilience, starting off with principle 1, which is absolutely that, first principles. First principles, the language around a Twitter chat. Twitter, as you will already know, is a micro-blogging site with a limited number of characters. You can share your thoughts with all the people who follow you. I'm assuming that you've already got a Twitter account and that you're reasonably familiar with how to use it. If you don't, then what you need is a screencast about how to use Twitter. Just drop us a line at PD North and we will fix that up for you. So assuming that you know how to use Twitter, you've got a Twitter handle, which is the way you choose to express your identity, following the @ symbol. So I am at Lou Mycroft, as you can see in the top left-hand corner here. You will also have a number of followers. They will be people whose Twitter timeline shows everything that you post there, and you will follow other people, and in turn their posts appear in your timeline. So far so good, and what that means is that Twitter is more open than Facebook in that you don't only speak to people you know, anybody can retweet you to all their followers, so it is more public. And a Twitter chat is public, and that's one of the things to get your head around, that anything you put could potentially be seen by your employer, your colleagues, your family, your friends. So you want to think about how to express yourself in a way that is mindful of that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I think the openness of Twitter teaches us to be congruent. The key concept to get your head around in a Twitter chat is the concept of the hashtag. And if you have a look up here towards the top right, in this search bar, I have typed in the PDN Reflect hashtag. How is a hashtag different from a Twitter handle? Well, a Twitter handle relates to you personally, and the hashtag relates to an event. Often a lifetime event, but it doesn't have to be. Something like hashtag Me Too has been used in recent weeks, and I'm speaking here in November 2017 to as part of really a campaign for women to speak out about sexual abuse and oppression. So at any point, somebody can write something in a tweet, hashtag Me Too, and when others click on that hashtag, they don't only see the people that they know, the people that they follow, they see everybody who's contributed to that hashtag. So our hashtag PDN Reflect means that you can communicate with people who are not your followers and who don't follow you. So those are the first principles of a Twitter chat and of the PDN Reflect Twitter chat. Let's have a think about the purpose then. Purpose is stage 2 of the FAB digital resilience model. The purpose of a Twitter chat is to get diversity into your thinking. Twitter is already more open than a platform like Facebook, where you are in a closed circle really with people that you know. Twitter allows you to broadcast rather than narrowcast, and this means that you can start to avoid being in a filter bubble. And what I mean by that is only interacting with people who think the same as you do. That is anti-diversity. There's something really powerful and positive about engaging with people who don't think like us in order to be able to provoke ourselves to some new thinking. That for me is very much a definition of diversity. Diversity of thinking, diversity of opinion. And that's the purpose of a Twitter chat. It's to engage around a shared common topic, shared common purpose even, with people who you don't know and who don't necessarily think like you. And the place that you gather around is this hashtag. Our hashtag is PDN Reflect. So let's search PDN Reflect and see what comes up. Here are all the tweets that are appearing with the hashtag PDN Reflect, and top tends to give you the most retweeted, the most popular tweets in some ways. Click now on latest and you will see the tweets in chronological order. So you'll see here that PD North itself has tweeted. PD North is the Twitter account. You can see it's an account because of this @ here, operated by members of the PD North team, including me. The PDN Reflect hashtag here is the place that we're gathering round. And you'll see that last night we had a Twitter chat, PD North Twitter chat. And what happened was for an hour, people gathered together and answered a series of questions. And these questions are in the big pictures here with the speech bubble. The questions are based on Stephen Brookfield's critical incident questionnaire, a simple set of 5 questions to get you thinking. And they are critical thinking because they're asking you why. So you're not going to say something like, well, Tuesday was rubbish, without being challenged to say, well, why was Tuesday rubbish? And those are the questions we ask each other. So as you can see here, what's happened is that people have replied to the questions. They've replied to each other. Not all of the people who participated are known to one another, but of course it's a new contact. You may wish to follow them. People were liking each other's tweets. They were retweeting each other's tweets. And if you missed the chat, it's perfectly possible, as I've done today, to go back on and participate. So how would you do that? If you want to tweet to the hashtag PDN Reflect, you can either just compose a tweet as normal, or once you've got PDN Reflect in the search box, if you tweet, the hashtag automatically comes up. So I'm going to write in here, creating a screencast to share with potential PDN Reflect Twitter chatters, yeah? And then I'm going to do a smiley face and I'm going to tweet it. So let's just go away from the Twitter chat here. As you can see, even in the few seconds since I've posted it, tweets have moved on, and it actually comes up in my timeline a little bit lower down. If you were going to try and search for that, you would never find it. But if I know I want to look for PDN Reflect, click on it in the search bar, go to latest, and it will appear at the top. Yep. So there you go. So we've looked at some of the first principles of Twitter chatting. We've looked at the purpose of Twitter chatting and a little bit of how to do it. Plenty of support is available on the night. People there to be able to help you out, perhaps remind you to keep using the hashtag, because if you don't, it won't appear in the hashtag timeline here. And hopefully, if you practice, come in, it can be fast and furious, but also you don't need to reply to everything. So just throw yourself in, have a bit of a practice, and hopefully you too will soon be fluent.